Hi, and welcome along to the Weekend Roundup, the show where we round up all of the results from the weekend's games. And what we're going to be doing on today's show as well is looking forward to all of the Premier League games. Premier League games coming up very early this week because we had the FA Cup over the weekend. Joining me to check out those games, we've got Flex, Manchester United, of course. We've got Alex, AGT. You all right still? Yeah, he's got over the
it's touchy,
thing.
man.
It's denial at this stage.
Right. AGT, the Cop TV, United fan, of course. Matisse, big Chelsea fan.
United fan?
Chelsea fan.
Just call me a United
I call you a United fan.
Yeah. You all right?
He might now. Klopp's gone. He might just switch it up.
Cop TV, big Liverpool fan, of course. I call you a United fan. Did I actually say that? Oh, sorry. Apologies, man. Apologies. No Abby today, because as she did say last week, she's on holiday, right? She did say...
I don't know.
She was going on holiday.
She's a barrenless, another trophyless campaign, and she's conveniently not here.
But for me, right, she done a runner. She did a runner, right? Because why did she time that holiday?
It's a big runner as well, to go all the way to the Maldives.
Why did she time that holiday just to coincide with their biggest game of the season?
And apparently they always beat City. It's easy.
Yeah, now let's talk about this, yeah? Because I'm sorry. Friday night, the biggest game, as far as I'm concerned, of Tottenham's season. Mm-hmm. Their only chance left to win a trophy, because they're not going to win the league, right? They're out of every other competition. Their only chance. Every Tottenham fan was mad confident going into that game. You heard Abby last week. She was confident.
What did she say? What did she say? She was like, yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah, she was reading off how, the times they've beaten them and, she was confident. Expressions on Best of Enemies. Confidence flowing. He said, I'm confident and I want a trophy and I want this FA Cup. What happened? They got played off the park. They had one shot for the whole game. Yeah? To City's 18 shots. Then they started crying about the goalkeeper for
Oh, that was pathetic.
Oh, he was fouled. I saw expressions on his face. Oh, he weren't fouled, man. He's weak. He's eating some rice and peas, man, and some jollof rice and pounded yam and them thing there. You know what I mean? Right? What kind of weak? You know what I mean? Right? Spurs out of the FA Cup. Abby, are you okay?
No.
Are you okay? We need to know.
Do you know what? She probably
She'll be saying, no, absolutely fine. Look,
in the
I'm in
Maldives.
clear waters. Okay. I know what my club is. I've still got big Ange. And like I said,
expressions,
if he told
are
me
you
to sit
okay?
on the motorway, I'll sit on the motorway.
Listen.
Toby, are you okay? These man, we've had Fuad, are you okay? They had so much energy and so much mouth, man.
Yeah.
They've been coming in here frying fish and all them things. And I said, I remember I said to them the other day, state your intent.
Yeah.
When it comes to this FA Cup, because I don't want to hear what do you, because it's all right coming in, well and good coming in cooking me, cooking United, cooking Liverpool. Well, they ain't really had to cook you. No, cooking Chelsea.
Yeah, but state the intent. I like that.
Intent. We know what
their thing is just vibes, though. That's the thing they do, though. Don't they do this so often? They say our thing is like, when you say, but what's Ange going to do, though, yeah? You know they big up Ange. And listen, I'm not taking away from what he's done. I'm just saying in the conversations that I have when I'm like winding up, like Abby or whoever it is.
Don't question
Toby.
my integrity, mate.
Yeah, 100%, yeah? What are you on, though? Like, are you gonna win? Are you gonna win something? No, it's just vibes, though. No. Yeah, I know, but like,
do you see why
my manager's like under serious pressure, and Ten Hag out people are saying all these things. But in his first season, he just came in and just got a trophy. Just do that.
Arteta.
Just a light. Arteta came in, just got a trophy. I'm not saying Ten Hag's amazing. I'm not saying any of that.
At least get to a final.
I'm just saying
your manager's in a final.
Your manager's in the final straight away. I'm just saying, what are you on as Spurs fans? Like, what is it? It can't just be the highlight for the vibes.
I've told you, they're not on anything. They're not on anything. Tottenham fans are the equivalent of like empty threats, right? They'll be the ones behind the glass saying, if I ever get near you, it's wraps, it's over for you, done. I'm coming to lock it all off. And then as soon as, dogs barking, and then they put the fence down, and then they just stop.
They chill.
And that's what this is. That's what this is. They
That's
know.
a great analogy, man.
They know exactly what it is.
All mouth.
Then they're not going to win anything. It's ingrained.
It's just
I've told them.
Yeah.
It's part of your identity, your personality. You can't change these traits.
Ange can't change
you. No, Big Ange. Look at all the manager merry-go-round that's going on this summer coming up. Mourinho. They had the fake Arteta report come out, but they got Klopp. He's not going there. All these managers. Big Ange, just a stepping stone. He's going to do his thing and then he's going to go to better. Just like Bale.
You feel that?
Just like Modric. Just like everybody does. Everybody does.
Trippier, Walker.
Yeah.
Alderweireld even left them.
Tottenham at best will house train you, right? They'll house train you.
Set you up nice.
Potty train you. Set you up
So
nice.
they're the academy?
Yes, lay up.
Feeder.
No, seriously, right? That was bad. I watched the game, and listen, it's Friday night, right? Me and my mate, we sat down. We said, "Yeah, man, at least it's a good game to watch."
Yeah.
They were so disappointing. You can't blame it on injuries this time. Van der Ven, all them men that were there, right? They can't just say, "Boy, all right, there was no Son," because there was no Haaland for City. And right from the get-go, it was City dominating. City deserved to win the game. They had, like I said, they had 18 shots. Spurs only had one. I think they went out.
They only had one shot.
They only had one shot in the whole game.
It felt like they had more.
They went out with an absolute whimper, man. I mean, honestly, that was a really. If you're a Tottenham fan, you'd be really disappointed with that. That was shocking, wasn't it?
Yeah, we watched the game here on DR, and City showed how good they were without beating a team 3 or 4-0, because it's just about control at that stage. I thought Ortega was fantastic in goal, even though he didn't have much to
Distribution
do.
was good.
Distribution was on point. It was like Edison was in goal. And they're just showing you what big teams do without the big players in and around the team. Obviously, De Bruyne didn't start. Haaland still nowhere near it. And that's the level that City and Liverpool are on in terms of Salah's gone for a month, all these articles, all these videos, how they're going to deal. We just deal with it and move on. Whereas that's the difference between a City and a Tottenham. You can clearly see it. One shot at home in front of your own fans. In front of your own fans on a Friday night.
60,000 fans Friday night.
That is not
every one of your fans buzzing
and
for it.
And like you said,
it was poor.
We can all sit here and say, but the club's moving in the right way, Ange. We've got the right football philosophy. But you're out of the cup to Fulham first round. You're out of the cup to City, a team after 100 shots they haven't scored at your stadium in over 5 years. That's not acceptable, even if you are a Tottenham fan, because now what have you got? And agreed, we don't want to win trophies.
They can still go for the top 4.
They can still try for that,
but trophy-wise, which is what every
questions have to be asked. 2 trophies, whimpers, as you said.
Yeah, but questions won't get asked because that's the standard of the club.
Maybe that's
it's not about that. Like, do you know what I mean? If it's held in high regards and you're going trophyless for long periods, our fan bases ain't going to tolerate that. It's just not going to be accepted. But to be fair to Spurs, in a kind of condescending way, but not.
That's what
they're used to that.
Yeah.
So they are just going more with the vibes because they've just had pure misery with Mourinho, pure misery with Conte.
Well, Nelson Jr. says Tottenham are not a big club. And is that because, as I said, if you sit here and you give a load of stick, I'm not picking on Abby, but there's a lot of Tottenham fans that will give you a loads of stick. They'll give us. But what state your intent? What are you going to do? And I thought that this one, they really messed up. They really messed up.
They're happy to be at the table. This table here, they're happy to be here. They're happy to be on the big 6.
Have they earned the right to be here?
To be on the shows.
Have they earned the right to be here?
Mate, did you see them in the flipping Super League thing? They got right in there, mate.
Yeah,
what have you done? Yeah. They were right. Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. They could have waited.
What have you brought to the table?
They're just happy to participate. If they're in and amongst it and around it, in terms of top 4s, top 6s, that's good enough. Yeah. That's always been good enough. So,
but at what stage do you go, well, we are going to have to win something soon?
No.
I don't think they do.
They've tried that so many times.
They don't do it.
No.
They're just not going to.
They tried that with Mourinho and Conte.
Yeah. These are the guys that have to win.
And they literally ruined those guys' reputations in terms of winning trophies. They've won everywhere, apart from there.
And I'd love to hear what Spurs fans in the comments feel is if Tottenham don't get into the top 4, what's the reasonings behind it, but what's the actions from that as well? Because I'm sorry, Ange hasn't been brought in. Again, maybe I'm thinking of it because my club.
You are though. You are. That's what you're doing, bro. Let me tell you something right now. If Ange finishes 6th, let me tell you this. If Ange finishes 6th, in his first season, obviously it will be playing this football. Tottenham fans, and shoot us down in the comments if we're wrong. I think Tottenham fans will say, it's his first season. He's given us some great, football. I look forward to going to White Hart Tottenham Stadium now. I look forward to watching us. I know it's a bit chaotic, but he can tweak that and we go again in the summer. As if he finishes 6th or 5th.
Exactly.
No one will say, well, that was underwhelming, he needs to go. It's his first season and he's played attractive football. But they're not gonna measure his success on trophies because it's not part of their criteria.
Let me ask you all this.
It's a great answer.
Let me ask you all this, and I don't know if this is too early to ask this because he's only just come in, but can you see them winning a trophy
under him?
Under Ange?
I mean, it would have to be the League Cup or FA Cup. And when it comes to that crunch period of quarters, semis and final, you know, sometimes you just look at a team and you think they're the nearly guys forever. I can't, in my head, and I might be sounding condescending, patronising to Tottenham, I'm trying not to be, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm trying to imagine them lifting a trophy in my head, and I can't do it. I'm trying to.
They've just lost their
maybe a
greatest
League
ever
Cup,
player.
but even still, that's the one they won in 2008. They got to a final, I think, against, who was it? The day before they let go Mourinho.
Oh,
Who's
Man
that
City.
game?
Man City.
When it comes down to it, in the finals, you're playing a Man City, a Liverpool, or an Arsenal, or even a Chelsea, and I can't imagine them beating those 4 teams in a final, because that's who you're going to be playing, isn't it?
It'd have to be a severe rubber to green.
It's a nice team. Like,
you know,
like how they got
like maybe
against Liverpool.
And this ain't even guaranteed, but you know, like a Villa in the final, or like Everton.
Remember, like it was Swansea. Was it Swansea Bradford? Who was in the final that time? League Cup.
Swansea.
Laudrup won it with Swansea. I swear it was Bradford.
I think it was
in the
Bradford,
final.
yeah. I think it was.
So there are teams that can squirm their way into it, but I just can't imagine it, Robbie.
No, you.
I'm trying.
You can never say never, innit? You can't. But like I'm with AGT, man. Like it's going to take a lot of things going in their favour, which football can sometimes do. You know, look how Man United got to the League Cup final last year. Loads of home draws. Then he played Forest back to back, home and away, beat them, and then we played Newcastle.
You've got that pedigree.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying though, if Spurs maybe had to face Newcastle at Wembley in the League Cup, they might be able to beat him. But it's just, I just can't see it because of, like you're saying, it's just their DNA. I know we say the Spursy thing. Everyone says that term, but there's never been a more fitting, like, terminology or label for a club than Spursy. Like, it's because it's just what they do.
It's a verb.
It's
in the dictionary.
They brought in some good young players like Sarr, Udogie, Van der Ven, Romero, obviously. Maddison's not really young, but he's talented. But is it better than the Tottenham teams of previous with Alderweireld, Vertonghen, Kane,
Eriksen,
Dembele, Eriksen, Son? Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's still not.
Wanyama.
Yeah, that team didn't win.
Trippier.
Proper team.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable team, right? Yeah, Walker.
It's a good team,
bro.
If they ain't winning it,
Nah, man, Spurs are dead, man. They're not winning
that team didn't win anything, and that team was really. That was as strong as I've seen the Spurs, and then obviously the back end of Harry Redknapp with Pavlyuchenko.
Even Eric Dyer was part of that, bro.
Bale, Modric.
Listen, Llorente got them to a Champions
This team,
League final,
as good as they are, and as much praise as they've been getting, it's still early days for them to get to that level. But obviously, it's Ange's first season. Listen, his football could win a trophy. I just don't think the culture of the club can win it. And what I mean by that is, you know, if one of these or two of these players get to the level of a Real Madrid or a Barca, like an Udogie,
they're going to leave.
Daniel Levy's gonna like run the money. Do you know what I mean? And that's not how you win.
You don't think they can keep all their best players in their prime?
That's always been the problem. Yeah,
it's almost like 4 out of 5 boxes get ticked.
Yes,
good players, young, a dynamic manager, but that 5th box, I'm sorry, it won't get ticked.
Okay, can Spurs win a trophy under Ange? 39% of you say yes, 61% say no. I'll do some of the super chats. LJ Brown says, hi panel, thank you for cooking Bob in my absence. He's on about me. Please continue the Lord's work, as I heard him say that Arsenal don't need any transfers in January. When did you hear me say that? I would love a transfer in January. I'm saying I don't see any transfers possibly happening because it's such a quiet month for all teams at the moment. Todd Miller says, Abby doing her best to represent Spurs' trophy ambition, nowhere to be found. Probably the same with Arteta this summer in London. Up the Chelsea. Arteta's not going nowhere. James Andrew says, hi lads, which trophies do you think Liverpool will win? James is a Liverpool fan from down under. We'll get to Liverpool in a minute.
Yeah, I did that.
Spurs will win. Nurse says SK. Thomas says Fabrizio Romano, Virgil van Dijk, when asked about being part of the next era at Liverpool, he says that's a big question. Well, I don't know. AGT, it's the start of the decline.
Question mark.
Right.
Not the start of the decline, Rob.
Right,
Start of the decline?
It was a question.
Right. It says AGT, question mark.
Yeah.
But you don't say question marks when you're reading something. It says AGT,
Yeah, it's the tone,
start
though,
of the decline.
No, it's start of the decline, AGT.
Rodders
That's
007
how it
says,
should be.
which team is a dark horse for the FA Cup? Amri Nail says, have you seen the list of the most valuable clubs? Spurs are above Arsenal. In what world is that even possible?
Go-kart track.
Trophyless Spursy, all but no but. I think that's because of revenue. If you looked at revenue, they were above us last season, but that's because we weren't in the we weren't in the Champions League. But that will be adjusted now that we're back in the Champions League.
That's down to WizKid for selling all them tickets to fill the ground out.
Random says, Anthony, a fake winger, fake Brazilian, check his passport, says random
Goal
guy
and assist, mate.
in the UK.
Flex. Let's
Win
not do this.
for Manchester
Goal and
United.
assist, mate.
But a very... What can I say about that win yesterday? I mean...
Professional performance, mate. 4-2. Scored 4, mate.
2-0 up
Flex.
against
Stop
Newport
it.
County.
League Two.
And then when
16th.
when it went to 2-2, yeah.
I swear, listen. I'm still mad
I would
now.
have loved to
sweating?
have seen.
I was just mad. I was just yeah.
Was you sweating that they could?
It's pathetic. Like the thing is you started off. These are the sorts of games where when you win them and you win them how you're supposed to win them. No disrespect to Newport
You don't get
County.
any
This is how
praise for
you
it.
just move on.
Yeah.
You just it's a formality. There's not supposed to be no manager there. They're supposed to rock up even if Eric Ten Hag weren't in the dugout. You're supposed to go and beat Newport County at away. Yeah. Don't care. I don't care about unlucky things that can happen, or I don't care about but you know footballing gods. No, Man United's supposed to rock up every day of the week, and go and beat Newport County away from home. And what you have to take into account on top of that
You played a strong team.
that is not just strong. That is the best team that was available.
That's a strong Casemiro.
That is the starting. That is the
Sancho
starting
Martinez.
back line.
Casserole.
That's finally back, which we were happy to see. To be fair, that is the midfield that for this next part of the season we all want to see. Kobe Mainoo, Casemiro back in, Bruno.
Mad.
The Rashford situation, I'm going to get to that. But Anthony for Rashford, slim pickings at the moment with how they're playing.
Shocking.
But that's the only change you can make. Garnacho plays the games. Hoyland plays the games, and obviously. I was thinking, don't you dare, Onana, try and get back on that plane and try and get back. Let Bayern Deer play the game, bro. You've gone all the way to AFCON to play one game, get dropped for the other two.
Didn't make a save.
Don't even get me started on that. So, yeah, it was a strong team for Man United. So to be 2-0 up cruising, the first goal can happen. The guy's laced it and it's hit off Martinez's head in it. But after that, you should go on to win 5-1. Yeah. After half time, to get done like that, which was actually a good goal by Newport County as well, by the way. A really good, well-worked goal from them. But the defending from us in transition was absolutely pathetic. And that's something that we do at the highest level against flipping every week in the league.
When I saw you
in the
bringing
Champions
on,
League when we was in it.
Maguire to lock it down.
Mad.
I was like, boy, man.
Yeah, and then in the last, and then look, we went and got the
Supposed to bring on some
afterwards.
youths now,
But
to
it was poor, man. It was poor, and some people can say, "Oh, don't be negative. Look, we still won and all that." Yeah, I get all that. All of that's great, but at the same time, if as a United fan, if you drop the standards to say that it's okay to be 2-0 up against Newport away from home and take your kind of eye off the ball a little bit and make it kind of, there was a 10-minute period at 2-2 where you're like, well, now you're into the territory of let's hope nothing bad happens. And if that would have been a replay, wouldn't have gone to the game at Old Trafford. I wouldn't have gone to the game. You think I'm driving? You think I'm going to go up the M6? Yeah? M6 toll, pay all these kind of things and that to see a replay where these men should have got it done in Newport? Nah, was not going to happen. So it was bad, man. It was bad.
The big question is, you wouldn't have been there, and you wouldn't have paid that toll. Rashford probably wouldn't have paid it either. He probably wouldn't have went either because he'd probably be at a club. What's going on with this guy, man? Like, now, the claim is that for 2 nights in a row, he was over in Belfast at a nightclub. Went out on the Wednesday. Went out on the Thursday at a nightclub. This is what the claims are. Then on the Friday, when he's supposed to go into training, he rings in, he says he's ill. And then yesterday, when asked about it, your manager, Ten Hag, when he was asked about it, he said that I was confused with what he said, actually.
No, he said
he's ill. He said he was ill.
No, he said he reported. No, he said he reported ill on the Friday.
He reported ill on the Friday,
which is true.
So
he did report ill.
Playing,
he didn't say whether it's the truth or not. He said that's what he did.
I'm going to deal with it internally.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
It was
He's going to deal with it internally.
He's got to get the Sancho.
Go on with the Sancho. I knew you was going to say that.
I wish Sancho was given that same.
Yeah, well, guess what? When you go onto social media in your iPhone notes and type out the thing, it ain't that no more. Yeah, this is different. But what I will say is though, and I do 100% agree with this. Same energy, please. Same energy, please. Deal with this properly. Like Sancho's thing. Like I said, was a different type of disrespect in terms of you're out in the manager publicly saying he's a liar and he's a this and he's a that and you're cussing him out, right?
Hold on, he's not training to the level, which is an opinion.
That's why he didn't make the matchday squad. Rashford just didn't turn up.
That's an opinion that the manager has of him, which he has to accept because the manager's entitled to his own opinion. He's going to make his decisions. But Sancho didn't go out and then not turn up for training. This is worse, in my opinion.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's different. That's what I just said. I said Rashford just hasn't turned up.
Yeah.
That's even worse. So what I'm saying is, here is a guy where Erik ten Hag needs to forget results and forget who's playing good and who's not playing good. If you really want to change the culture at Man United, you cannot allow players to rule the roost. It's as simple as that. Whether you're playing good shit or indifferently, whether you win 5-0, lose 5-0, draw, it doesn't matter. Like, he has to make a statement here. He must make a statement because what you've got is a Marcus Rashford at the top of the food chain. And let's break down the order of events here. Within the last calendar year, or maybe just past the last calendar year, there was the Wolves incident where he got dropped because he was a little bit late for the meeting. Yeah. Then his punishment was to drop to the bench. He came on at halftime. We won the game. Then we had the Manchester City situation where we got slapped 3-0 at Yard, and then he's out at China Whites. And Ten Hag said in a press conference, that's unacceptable. I think it was his family's birthday, I think, something, whatever. Okay. That's unacceptable. I've spoken to him. He knows it's unacceptable. So the manager's already voiced that can't run. Then you had the walking about the pitch in various games, especially Newcastle. Yeah. Can't be asked, just whatever. Then now you've got this where you've been pictured out, and now we know that it's not like at first you don't want to weigh in because you don't know the full story. I'm not that guy. I won't just go in there straight away and start going in on players but I don't know the full thing. Now we can see it's an issue because he said Johnny Evans was ill. Johnny Evans didn't train on Friday. He was in the matchday squad. And like Erik ten Hag said, he said he was ill, he reported ill on Friday, but it's an internal matter. I will deal with it. You don't have to deal with illness. He would have just said he's ill. So it's a problem. So whatever the maximum punishment Ten Hag's allowed to give him, he needs to do it.
What do you want to happen to? What's going?
Well, he can't play the next.
Have you had enough? What would you give it? Because
it's got to go now.
If you don't want to be here, if you don't want to be here, bro, just leave. Like, here's the thing. I want it to go good for Rashford, innit? I've always wanted it to go good for Rashford. He's come for our academy and he's had some good moments. But anybody can get it. Like, we're carrying on like Rashford's indispensable. We're carrying on like this guy's messy. Like, oh, well, if he was playing good, then maybe like. No, bro. Even when he's been playing every single game, he's been poor. Just like Anthony's been poor. Just like Bruno's been poor. They've all been poor. But don't be ruling the roost and like strutting about the place saying, I'm not going training and all that. What's that? So listen, if it gets to the summer and he don't want to be here,
could you argue, right? And this is an alternate view now, right? Could you argue that maybe his manager got something to do with this as well? Is he handling these situations right? What's going on with these players? How is it that a guy last season who was absolutely firing has been so poor? There's obviously
but you have to ask him that because his whole career's been that. His whole career's been that. He's never been consistent.
You got Rashford. We had Sancho.
Ronaldo.
Yeah. Even that kid who's gone on loan, was it? Hannibal.
Yeah, no, he was in the team. You
saw the Sevilla man him saying, just put him out of the team, you're not ready.
No, then he was in it. He was in the team.
You know, what's going on with the... Is it his man management? Even I thought yesterday, wouldn't you just say, he was ill? And just leave it at that, and then deal with it internally.
No, because he is a bit damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if he says he's just ill, people are going to, I guarantee you, go, he's just protecting him. Look at this. This is what we mean. We've seen the videos.
Favourites.
I actually like the fact that he says it's internal. I will deal with it.
But the thing is,
that's it.
Rashford's contract expires in 2028?
Yeah, he just got a new one.
It's on about 350,000
a
week.
It's too comfortable.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He needs a shock factor now, bro.
Let me try and relate this to the normal person, right? Because you're saying, is it the man management?
I was asking, that's what I'm asking the
let's
question.
say you, for instance, let's say, right, you need to be here Monday, 12 o'clock. If I do that once, you might go, and not turn up, by the way, you might go, right, maybe there was some issues. We'll let that one slide, but this can't happen again. If I get to the third time now, I'm doing it because I don't respect you enough to actually turn up on time. That's what it must come down to.
And you're seeing that I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. And when he's saying, "Oh, he's ill,"
actually, some of them he's been saying to me. I mean, the train strike and that.
What train strike?
Yeah, exactly.
He got a private. He got.
No, I'm always here, man. Don't worry about that.
And you know what else?
There was a storm on Monday.
You know what else I don't like as well?
You are right. You are right.
The other thing that annoys me
he doesn't
as well.
respect him enough.
When you see,
whose fault is that?
100%.
Is that the manager's fault? He's got to take at least 50-60% of the blame on that.
Yeah, but
the rest
also
is with Rashford
100%. But also, when this is what I don't like as well. Yeah, what I've seen with Rashi is that he's quick to kind of like shut down certain things in the media and this that. So when he scored, remember he's giving it all this.
That was
remember,
that was shocking.
So there's a random tweet. Just it ain't no big PR thing. It ain't no professional thing. There's some geezer on his Twitter who's just thought what he thinks it is. And Rashford's gone, I'm going to co-sign that. Yeah. Thank you for clearing this up. Yeah. What PR are you going to do now? Because it feels like Rashford the brand's bigger than Rashford the player right now. That's what it feels like.
We've seen today his brother.
And now his brother's gone with it, because that's his agent. So obviously he's got to come in for talks. He's got to come in for talks. But what I'm saying is don't be your first goal at Old Trafford since May, giving it this and then say it was because of Sancho. Bro, you're rattled by something. Either tell us what it is, get your head down, because really you're going to look back on your career. And this is the sad thing about it, what frustrates me. Because like I said, I'm not the guy who's like, just want to see these men fail. Like, come out the academies, come from nothing. And it's amazing what he's done. Bro, you're wasting your talent.
And time.
You're wasting it.
Doesn't look like I think Matisse is right. It doesn't look to me like a guy that wants to be there no more.
He's got to get away for his
Rashford
mental
really
health
needs?
as well.
Rashford needs a fresh start, right? New club, different environment, new manager, challenge, unpredictability about whether or not he's going to start.
Just a whole new thing,
He needs the whole, because he's too comfortable.
I'm not scared to say though. I am not
country.
scared to say, which I have been looking more at, because you can't just look at this thing with blinkers on. You never want to like go against your manager. You want stability, but with some of the things that Ten Hag has done, and the lack of the players that are on board, it seems sometimes, and falling out. I can't sit here and be naive to just say like, oh no, Eric Ten Hag's absolutely perfect. Of course not, because there's got to be players in there going, nah, man, don't like this bit.
That's what I'm asking that question, because I remember, right,
100%.
and even going to that documentary, I remember at the time when Mikel Arteta took Aubameyang, it was just like binned him, completely binned him. Like even me, I was quite upset, right? I always liked Aubameyang, right? He was very, very popular in the dressing room at Arsenal, but still, all the players got on with it. Remember, Lacazette was his good friend and that, right? But he was still like saying, "Come on, we got to stick together as a team," and they all still really got behind Arteta. So I'm just wondering, is that the same? Is that happening at United? Because, and Arteta was right with the Aubameyang thing, because he warned him several times about coming late, because you're the captain. He keep coming late, and then in the end he was just like, right, that's it, you're out.
The difference is though, those players respected. They didn't like it necessarily at the start, but they respected Arteta's decision for it, and they almost all thought, well, don't want that to be me, so I'm going to be on time.
But now Rashford's done this though, they can't. They wouldn't side with Rashford. Like, you've done a madness. You've got to get fined the maximum thing, and you can't.
But you wouldn't sign with the manager because you don't respect him enough.
Yeah,
it's a mess.
He'd be dropped then.
They're just in limbo.
Absolutely. Me and KG was arguing this. KG said to me, after the game yesterday, because Anthony was crap, even though he got a goal and assist. He was like, I was like, yeah, man, I don't care though. Against Wolves on Thursday night, Rashford can't be in the team. Listen, what? You gonna keep him out of the team again? Because bro, we're shit though. Like he's like, oh yeah, Anthony's. I'd rather. I'm like, no, bro, this is the exact problem.
Where's Diallo?
Didn't even get no minutes yesterday.
That's the one. What's going on? That's the one that surprised me. Was he not on loan at Sunderland?
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Ripping
amazing.
Loving it.
He was supposed to go on loan again and got injured, but now he's back. How did he not get the forcing in them, man?
He looks really talented. And when you take a look at Man United's wide options, I would say he's the most naturally gifted footballer out of all of them. Yeah, he's technically sound. Out of him, Anthony,
Ten Hag's guy was.
He's the one that I'd actually look at.
Anthony, innit?
Yeah, but Anthony's not good.
He's trying to make it work.
Anthony's not good. It's as simple as that.
Goal and assist yesterday, mate.
Right. Benjamin Ash says
right foot as well.
He found his level.
Benjamin Ash says Anthony and Højlund celebrated scoring is embarrassing. He says. Frankie Farsan says mad. They're saying that Rashi had more shots than Højlund. Those celebrations from Anthony and Højlund flex. I see they're getting criticised. Do you agree?
Nah, of course not.
They're young players.
Flipping Højlund can't hit a barn door, and they won't even fucking pass to him. Have you seen the videos of him going mad when Garnacho just won't pass? Like, damn right, the guy had to make sure he scored on his own. Damn right, he's gonna go. Yes, I can't believe I scored. And Anthony, mate, if you see, if I was him, I'd be thanking God as well that I scored. What do you mean? What do you want him to do?
And Clara Pizzi says, the time theory is spot on, AGT. AGT does not work for. Matisse is even late for streams on his own channel. Are you going to fire yourself, Matisse?
Guys, what are you talking about? I was here for Formula 1 early today.
No, Matisse catches some strays, but man, he's here on time today.
Yeah, allow me, man.
Well, United, let's move on to Liverpool. It was a very emotional day at Anfield. Of course, the big man's announced that he's leaving at the end of the season. I still can't believe it. But very emotional. Was you there yesterday?
No, I wasn't. I'll be at the game on Wednesday night against Chelsea.
Yeah, and you could see Klopp before when they were singing, you never walk alone.
Yeah,
He looked teary-eyed,
Liverpool
didn't he?
next.
Yeah, Chelsea got him next.
At Anfield, yeah.
The rough.
Jay say, touch my forehead, chest, left shoulder, then right side. You got Liverpool next?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. It's mad.
And then Arsenal on Sunday.
Then Arsenal on Sunday.
So
Where at?
At Emirates again.
Klopp's last time Emirates.
Yeah.
Klopp's never going to manage Liverpool in the Champions League again.
Well,
yeah.
Listen, he might. Anyway, what was the question?
Sorry.
What was the
He
question?
might what?
No, go on.
He might
He's
come
gone,
back.
man.
He
He's
might
gone.
come back. That's what he's saying.
Gone.
He ain't going to
Gone.
come back.
Like,
man.
Yeah, it was emotional, man.
It was an emotional.
It was the first time that obviously we've played since he's announced the news, and naturally there's an overspill of emotion. Naturally he's choked up a bit when he looks to the cop, thinking, "Well, how many times is this going to happen now?" But we did the job that we needed to do. We didn't get over emotive, as I said, which could happen in the next few months at Liverpool. But listen, apart from a couple slips, I thought the sloppy defending from the corner, it was a great second goal, which you can't really do anything about. But from our side of business, 5 goals, 4 of the assists were from academy graduates. Amazing to see McConnell get an assist. Amazing to see Conor Bradley have 2 man of the matches now in a row. And Nunes scored, really good finish. Jota scored, really good finish again.
As soon as I saw that ball bounce, I was thinking of you.
You knew.
Jota the slot, you just know
he slots. So from an on-pitch perspective, it was a really entertaining game to watch. And it was great to see us get 5 goals and go to the next round.
Have you got over it yet, right? Because even I was chatting to one of my mates, right? He's a big Liverpool fan, and he said to me, when he heard the news, he said he had a meeting, right? He said he was working from home, he had a meeting, and he cancelled it, and he had to just lie down. And the guy was being,
do you know what?
The guy was being serious.
Flex was the first person to call me, and this was probably 3 minutes after I found out the news. And I think the tone of voice that I had, you kind of went from haha, Klopp's leaving to shit, is AGT going to be alright?
Yeah, I did.
Because I was like heartbroken. But imagine this, on Friday I was going gym, Jason calls me like, get to the studio now. I cycled from Shoreditch to here, did a 3 rapid videos, and then just had this. Because you do the videos, it's our job. We talk about it for the cameras. And then when the cameras go off, I sat there for a minute and thought, wow. Because funnily enough, the day Jurgen Klopp joined Liverpool is the day my girlfriend and I made it official. So even she's texting me saying, wow, this is the end of an era. Because listen,
you say the end of
We're done. Relationship.
We was only on Klopp's term 8.5 years. It's over.
End of the season. We're finished.
Oh, literally, bro. She's like, I'm off as well. Pick the dog up. I was like, what?
Man like us.
Yeah, man like us. To be fair, she'd probably take it. But no, Rob, if I'm really honest, I haven't got over it. And I think the timing of it is still a thing that I question. But it just means that from here on until maybe June, it's going to be that same thing every week of one less game with Klopp now. But listen, let's forget about that for a second. He doesn't want the focus to be on him. We got the job done on the pitch.
It's going to be on him.
It is going to be on him, but it's down to the players to put the goals in the back of the net and keep the emotions high. Obviously, massive game against Chelsea on Wednesday.
Could that work against you? Too much emotion?
I said this with you on Friday,
when I saw Klopp there, I was thinking that's starting already. Could it be too much emotion? Remember when Fergie said he was leaving Manchester United? The results fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
It can go either way.
The only way we're going to find out the answer to that is overtime. When he goes, he's obviously going to leave the squad and the club in the best financial and best position on the pitch that they can be. We'll have to answer that question 3 or 4 months into the next manager's tenure. But right now, all we can do is keep winning our games. I mean, I genuinely feel sorry for any teams that have got to play Liverpool from now until the end of the season, because the way we're going to... This week. the way we're going to just attack and go for it. And it's not necessarily we're doing this for Klopp. These players have got massive things still on the line, so they're going to do it for themselves. But the Klopp, the over-emotionalness of it all is going to be something that stays till June, for sure.
I think from game to game, Liverpool will be fine. I think it's when they get to the finals and the last days of the season and those moments where it's like, right, now you know what this is. This is Klopp's last chance at the Premier League title, at final at Wembley, and you got to deliver. That's where the pressure could really hit them. But I think on a game-to-game basis,
they're so well drilled that it's just pure repetitive nature with Liverpool and how they play and their routines and their patterns. It's just so ingrained in them, which is how good of a manager Klopp is. Yep. They can't do anything different. Yeah, clockwork. Yeah, exactly.
The thing is with this is there's a 100% drop-off after this. Like,
who do you want next?
It has to be Alonso. That's the only person.
Are you worried though about the inexperience? Like, I know he might do something great. Like,
so he joined Leverkusen in October 22, right? So by the time, if he does come to Liverpool, that will be just shy of 2 years. The problem is there isn't anyone else out. Klopp is irreplaceable, so it's not like we can go,
be different.
Right, well, we've got to get someone on Ancelotti's level or someone with all these trophies under their belt. There isn't a replacement out there that has that. So naturally, and it's not because of poor recruitment or poor planning, naturally there will be a drop-off in talent, experience, a wealth of knowledge. Naturally there will be. But of all the names kind of thrown into the hat at the minute, if you're looking at a name that, one, understands the club, that's Alonso. One who's adapted to being a manager in a foreign country and doing really well, it's Alonso. He could potentially win the league. I think if you're a Leverkusen fan, you're almost looking at this news thinking, well, let's not, have the attention on Alonso going to Liverpool too much because we've got a job to do. It's almost like they're feeling the news as well. So I'm looking at Alonso as the only man to replace him right now.
What about the players, though? Virgil van Dijk already sort of suggesting that he may not be there.
Well, I don't think he's suggesting that.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, Salah contracts running near to an end. Will Salah look at it and say, well, Jurgen's gone, it's time to make a new step? Will Trent Alexander-Arnold, if say a deal, offer came in from a Real Madrid or something, say to himself...
Oh, it expires in 25, so in the summer he's only got a year left.
Yeah. I mean...
The big offer
Bellingham link up.
This is serious.
This is what you all hope to happen.
You could see the breakup of this team, couldn't you?
Well, the question he was asked is he certain of his future? At this stage right now...
Changes Ineos.
Honestly.
Sorry, carry on. Sorry.
This is what you all want to happen.
A year left in 2025.
It could be, though.
Got to make a decision.
No, but listen, the only answer that Virgil van Dijk can give right now, as we sit here on January the 28th, he's not a mind reader, Robbie. He doesn't know who's going to come in. He has to say, I don't know.
About Trent Alexander-Arnold.
It's a bit different for him because he's obviously the local lad, the vice captain. If I was Trent, and it's very similar to when Gerrard Houllier left. Before he left, he gave the captain armband to Gerrard, and Gerrard had his head turned by these lot. You tried to turn his head as well, but he stayed put. I think
Trent his shirt and made sure he didn't go nowhere.
Liverpool fans always try to tell this story differently, and I keep telling them, well, you tell this story, tell it properly.
The same thing will
he
happen to
wanted
Trent,
to join us, and you forced him to stay against his will.
He didn't go.
You tried to kill him and his family.
Don't say that.
Right?
It's not true.
Make that clear, and then carry on with the story.
Extortion.
Don't try to just. Oh, we just threatened him, and then he just stayed. What is this?
You didn't try and kill no one, man. Don't over-exaggerate. But if you are Trent, I'd look at this situation and say, this is on me now. If Virgil leaves, I've got to become the captain and really take.
But you also
forward.
might be looking at it, like you said,
won everything there is with Liverpool.
I've done it all with
Go
Liverpool.
Real Madrid, mate.
You know what I mean? Klopp's leaving. Time for past is new. I mean, there must be life beyond this city of Liverpool. You might be thinking that way.
The way I'm looking at it is, if you're a Virgil, a Salah, or a Trent, an Alisson, even
Robertson,
and in your head right now, whilst there's still so much to play for, if you're thinking, next season I'm probably going to leave, then we don't want you. If that's what you're already thinking in
New
January before the season's even
started. That's natural. If they think, they're never going to say it out loud. But if they think that
Safi run flex,
but there's still jobs
to do now.
No, but
don't think about the future.
You can't say that. I think that's the emotion talking, bro. Because think about it. No, listen, bro. Think about your career. Yeah, you can't. If such an integral part of your career to date, which Klopp is to these guys, is leaving, such a significant part, and he's going into a pastures new and reevaluating. I don't think there's anything wrong with. I actually think it's healthy for Van Dijk, Alisson, these players you just mentioned, Trent, Salah, to go, what am I going to do in the new year? Maybe it's time for me to have a new challenge. I've clocked the whole level.
Alonso
that doesn't make them
challenge.
bad.
Alonso is a new challenge.
But the new challenge doesn't have to be that.
And
when you're
also,
saying you don't want them if they want to think further ahead, I think that's a bit harsh.
Also as well, Alonso might have his own ideas.
But they will though.
Alonso might say, I want to play in a slightly different style. I need some of these players. So it's going to be interesting to see.
It's going to be a crazy summer, whatever happens, man. Jeez.
It is. Let me get into a few more super chats here. Frankie Farsan says, when the crowd sang You Will Never Walk Alone, I took a minute to drink in all the tears of the Liverpool fans around the world. Delicious. Hold that, he says.
Jealousy. You wish he was your manager, obviously.
Mark says, Robbie...
Yeah, I can admit that. But he was our manager, so guess what? Hold that.
Mark says,
Robbie, years of pain for you, whoever
Robbie
you are.
Robbie got a lot of chess, but they will finish above the Gooners.
Of course we will.
No Champions League for Arsenal next season.
Of course
let's
we'll
wait and
finish
see.
above
No, he's
Arsenal.
on about Spurs.
Well, they won't.
Kishan says Eric Ten Hag has come in and is identifying these issues, which is more in the public eye. These issues have been ongoing for years before him, but were allowed to happen. He's changing the culture. Fair. Catalan says, why is Matisse looks more like he's at the North Pole?
Bruv,
I can see you got a bit of a cold.
I'm just... I'm doing 45 minutes today. I'm
coming off at half time.
Coming off, I'm just
Rat says Arteta and Alonso would be a great rivalry since they
mate.
know each other from they were young.
True.
And Clara Bixby says, AGT, would you take Gerrard as the new manager?
Why not? Liverpool legend though.
Do you know what? I look at it like this. If
was
Gerrard...
The way you just dismissed
in line. I swear he was meant to be next in line.
That's disgraceful.
They wanted him to be next in line.
After the
What? Do you want Thierry Henry to be your next
meant to
manager?
be going to
Do you want
Liverpool
Thierry
after.
Henry
That's
to
the
be your
whole-
next
No,
manager?
That's
the
not
whole
the question
plan.
being asked.
And
Okay, so
can
let me
I
answer
say-
it then.
We don't need a manager.
that's
Why are you
mad.
He
asking
asked
about
me a
Thierry
question
Henry?
and then answered
I'll speak on
it
experience,
himself.
right? Lampard, best thing to ever happen. So, bro,
Okay,
trust me, Gerrard.
You're a liar because
Yeah,
look
man.
how that ended.
Gerrard,
Twice, by the
bro,
way.
being
Twice.
insane.
Ollie, best thing to ever happen as well, mate.
Yeah, man. Legends at
Thierry
clubs.
Henry at
Brilliant.
Monaco. You know,
Yeah.
Xavi at Barca.
Bro.
You can ask me that question.
Won the league,
and
mate.
I'll give you the
Won the
answer.
league.
Won the league.
Yeah.
You'd
The
take that off Steven Gerrard,
Lampard
wouldn't
got top four.
The
with
answer
kids,
is-
mate. Right? Ollie got second place
mad,
in the
innit?
title race,
you?
mate. Yeah.
Can Gerrard get second place in Liverpool?
Can Gerrard do that?
We done?
No,
Yeah.
not yet.
So your question is, would I take Gerrard? Let's go back in time, right? If Gerrard, after Villa, went to a respectable European club, I'm thinking like an Ajax or a Benfica or one of these teams, and really tried to rebuild that kind of pedigree that he lost in between Rangers and Villa, because that was a horror show for him. If he went to a team like that, similar to what Alonso's done actually, I think maybe you would have had a slight more conversation around it, but because he went to Saudi, because he's just signed a new contract in Saudi, it's a no for
No, it's
me.
not because of that. It's because he got sack off from them things. He's rubbish. It's not because he's just gone Saudi.
But if he got sacked
he's
from-
crap.
No, but hang on, he's not crap. 'Cause he did win the league at Rangers.
Oh, mate, what?
But hear me out.
No, he's crap.
If he is now, but because he went to the Saudi league after Villa, when you could have actually done the respectable thing of right, let me go and build. Let me.
But
humble
could he? No,
myself,
it's 'cause he's
let me
crap. That's
humble
why he couldn't
myself
go them
and
places
try
you're saying.
Another one at a team like I just mentioned. Then you would have had more reasons to say. He's still managing at a decent European club. We'll give him a chance, but because he did that, he's burned his bridges.
But I don't think
What
that's the
if-
reason why he didn't do it. He didn't do that because he didn't get them opportunities because he's rubbish.
So
that's what I'm
So
saying.
you're telling me that there's not one decent European club that was in for him?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Another scenario.
You know that's a
Saudi, brother.
scenario.
Saudi.
What if Alonso don't win the league with Leverkusen? Do you still want him then?
I'd still would, yeah.
Still want him?
I'd still.
Okay.
And if,
What about
and if he
Deserbi?
beats Harry Kane in a league race after that, Harry
Yeah.
Kane's team has won for 10 years then.
Is Zerbi?
What about Deserbi?
I don't think the character fits.
Don't you?
I don't think so. The ambition's there. He obviously thinks of himself as the next up. But when I look at you've had a lot to say about De Zerbi. If I'm really
You agreed
honest
with me
you,
sometime as well.
This is going to hurt both of you. I think he's destined to end up at either United or Chelsea. I don't think
We
it's a
don't
Liverpool.
have any more money for Brighton. They've run our pockets dry.
Literally.
I think
No,
Deserbi is alright.
Martin Caranja
I
said
need
he
to
would
see
take De Zerbi. He's just what he says. He's a Liverpool
But
fan.
who else? You're looking around. People have chucked Nagelsmann's name in the hat. I think he kind of had his moment and didn't
I think he got dissed a bit too heavily after that.
Hansi Flick?
Because look at Tuchel after being at Bayern.
At the World Cup. Again, you can't judge people totally on their last line of work. I think that's, because if you're going on that sense, then where did Klopp finish in his last year at Dortmund? 14th or something? So I think you can't really just say, well, he didn't win the league, so we can't have him. Listen, whoever it is, as Flex said, is going to have their own ideologies, their own philosophies, and we'll have to do our best to build again. But it's going to be so tough, Rob.
All right. Well, listen. There are lots of games happening in the Premier League. Just before we just leave the FA Cup talk, of course, Chelsea. You guys drew. You have to do a replay against Aston Villa.
Yeah, I went to the game.
You went to the game?
Yeah, I went to the game.
To the game? Is that why you're ill?
Because I wasn't feeling well. That's why I went.
You got FIFA.
Did you wear glasses or not?
I wasn't feeling well, so I decided I'll go.
But that's
one game.
Is
Is that the first game you've been to?
No,
this year?
I went to the other Carabao Cup games this season as well. I like
you
the
win
cup
them?
games.
The Luton?
The cup games. The cup games were more likely to win against Wimbledon, Preston.
So you go to Wembley then?
Last time I went there, do you know what happened to me? I was vlogging the penalty shootout defeat. Kept on blazing into my head.
Yeah, I was there as well. Are you going to
I'm
the...
not sure yet.
We'll see. So when it's Villa at home, he'll go. But when it's Wembley,
Yeah,
big
because
Liverpool, I'll stream that one.
I like to save that for the ones that go week in, week out. You know what I mean? They deserve to go to the finals. I'd like to go to the Wimbledons and collect my loyalty points.
Nah, this guy is
What happened in that game, though? I didn't...
Absolutely horrendous. I took my girlfriend. She said,
Don't take me again.
She said, I'm sorry.
Do date night somewhere else.
I humbled her. I literally humbled her.
Fulham.
Yeah, she thought I was bringing her for entertainment. She thought I was bringing her for entertainment. I came to humble her, bro.
Matisse's girlfriend came to Abby and my little birthday shubs and that.
Yeah.
And I said, so who do you actually support? And she went, Chelsea.
She doesn't support Chelsea.
No, but she said
Just
by
for you.
proxy. Innit?
Yeah,
She said by proxy.
And now she don't know.
You know them
'cause you just-
disappointed, let out Chelsea.
Yeah.
Big up to her, man.
Anyway,
that's
that
a
was-
loyal one right there, by
Shocking
the way.
game.
That was
Loyal.
a draw, and congratulations going out to Maidstone United. They pulled off a
Yeah,
massive
man.
shock.
Yeah.
Beating
Georgella Kobe, man.
Yeah.
What a guy.
What a guy.
Brilliant. I felt a bit
that
sorry
guy,
for them.
man.
I was hoping
Proper.
they'd get maybe a United or
Yeah.
somebody in the next round. But
they get?
Who'd they get?
They've got Sheffield Wednesday.
Where?
At Wednesday, so they're still getting a big payday. But
Might
you know,
get
it
through.
would have been-
man.
They might get through.
Innit? Sheffield Wednesday.
Well,
yeah.
they beat Ipswich as a better
Come
team.
on, Wednesday.
So that was sort of the highlights of the FA Cup weekend. Of course, loads of Premier League games happening. Tuesday night, just to name you some of them, Nottingham Forest versus Arsenal, big game for Arsenal. Fulham versus Everton, Luton versus Brighton, Crystal Palace versus Sheffield United, and Aston Villa versus Newcastle. That's a big one.
Nice game.
Big one, man.
Arsenal haven't beaten Forest. Last 3 occasions they played at Forest, they've lost all 3. They lost
In the
lost
cup?
last year 1-0. Remember that was the game when
wore the white
City had
shirts?
just...
Yeah.
No, that was in the FA Cup with white shirts. The game last year is when we just learnt. I remember going to that game. And City played earlier, and they won, and that was basically that was it.
He scored that goal where it hit off his foot, and then
league was
He always
over, and then
scores goals like that.
they scored, and they just parked the bus, and we couldn't break them down. And I remember that game as well,
Rockfinger.
right? Like, I don't know if you guys have ever witnessed this before. They had like direct sunlight in my, because it was really sunny that day, and I just couldn't see a thing on half of the game. And thank God, it was awful.
No sunglasses,
but
no?
massive. Well, I didn't have them in the ground. But massive game for Arsenal, this one. They have to win this one.
This is a total must-win.
Ahead of the game.
City
against
got
Liverpool.
Burnley next as
And
well,
of course, you're talking about managers, lots of talk about Arsenal's manager.
That was
there was
just
this story that
lazy
came out
journalism,
yesterday that
fake.
said that he's on his way to Barcelona. That he's
Barca
told
press.
people that
Naughty people,
he's going to Barcelona,
naughty.
which is not true. There's a press conference today at 2:00 where I think Arteta's just going to basically
Do you think that's
say,
inevitable one day, though?
I don't think Arteta should be too quick to clear up anything.
I do think inevitable
leave it.
one day.
Yeah, leave it.
I do. I think inevitable it is that he'll go there one day. He's Catalonian, you know what I mean? He
But say his season falls apart, right? Say you guys crash out the Champions League, you're in top 4 like contention, and you just about get in, you fall off.
But you know
Maybe
what?
he should go to Barca at the end
He's
of
on
the
the
season.
verge of a new contract.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, but he won't get it if he's
So
not doing that.
they've been talking about. I feel that's why this story came out.
Should you not give that to him after the season, though, not before?
Well, I
it's
think
done?
they've been looking to give him this contract already. You know, I mean,
Okay.
there's been rumours about this contract for a little while now. They want to extend it by 2 years. And I think it's a good idea to listen. Earlier on, when we asked AGT about managers, who could you name? There's not a lot of great managers that are available right now.
But also, the contracts don't mean a lot. Like, if results dictate it, like, I saw Ollie get a new deal, mate, and then got sacked.
You still get the chop, innit?
Exactly.
And the other thing is as well, I look on it and I say to myself, as great a club as Barcelona is, which they obviously one of the biggest clubs in the world, right? Bigger than Arsenal. But right now, it's a club in a bit of a mess, isn't it? It's like, you know what I mean? They haven't really got no money to spend. You know, normally they go out, they'd be looking at Mbappe and players like that now. They can't even do that. They've messed up.
Do I feel sorry for them? Absolutely
They've got those charges as well looming. With
pull
the
bare levers, bro. They better pull some more. See, hold that.
Remember those charges they got?
Would give us De Jong in that move.
You know the charges they got with the referee thing?
Yeah.
They got that looming as well. I don't think it's a place to go to right now.
They'll be playing Tenerife away next couple of years.
I think it's so I think for Arteta, I do think he one day might, if he continues being successful, or if he is successful, he still needs to win a title or something. I think he's got unfinished business at Arsenal. So when I saw that story yesterday, for not 1 minute, for no time did I believe that was true.
No, neither did I.
I was like, he's
but
not
you
going
know, the
anywhere.
Barcelona, the way that it works in Spain, especially for Madrid and Barca, the way they leak stuff and try and manipulate
to
things.
stabilise the manager.
It makes me sick, man. Horrible.
And Leonette and Jones asked, any chance of Arteta goes to Barca? I think absolutely not.
Who would you bring in though as a replacement if he was to go to Barca?
If he went to Barca, who would I get? That's the thing.
Don't you dare say Jurgen Klopp.
De Zerbi.
Never.
No, Klopp's taking a break. Klopp said he'd never
manage another English team.
For that, you know.
I do like De Zerbi, although I take what Flick says. If he was at a really big club,
you're not sure.
Is he too open in his style of play in that he'd lose a lot of games? You know what I mean?
Volatile as well as a character.
Yeah, if it doesn't go quite
but
right.
I do like how he plays football.
Sometimes they need to be given the chance, innit?
It's a sample
I do
size,
like his
though.
positivity.
Let's see where he ends up in the next year or so.
Other managers out there.
Emery come back.
Tuchel?
No.
What about Thomas Tuchel if he leaves Bayern?
He's been talked about
Tuchel.
Man United.
Do you know what as well? A manager has to suit your club and your club style, right?
Yeah.
So I was saying the other day, we were talking about Simeone. I said, if Simeone was available, I wouldn't even want him at Arsenal.
I agree.
Yeah, you can't have someone like that.
Simeone, I think, would be perfect for Chelsea. Because
the old Chelsea.
You know what I'm just saying? Because
I'd say the old Chelsea.
Yeah.
I don't know
Chelsea
about this
fans
Chelsea.
would get behind what Simeone's doing.
We don't know.
Arsenal's always been a club they play in a certain way. It's like United have always played, and Liverpool. So their managers ain't going to work there. That's why when Spurs got Mourinho, I knew it weren't going to work. I was like, that ain't going to work.
Same with Conte, innit?
And the opposite is
Even
when
Conte
Klopp
as well.
joined Liverpool, you think, perfect ambassador for the city, rock and roll.
Yeah. When
so
Klopp went there, I was
perfect.
like, oh my God, they're going to win things.
Yeah.
Because he's perfect.
Perfect.
Absolutely perfect for Liverpool. So it's about getting a manager that's going to have the style of play, that's going to have that sort of, Arsenal's always,
Personality as well.
We're a class.
But it depends how open the club is, though, because what Liverpool did really well, which Man United might have to do the next time, is actually you kind of drop that ideology of like the club style. Because when Klopp came in, they kind of conformed to him and what he wants to bring and what he wants to make them into, rather than we're the great old Liverpool from Dalglish and Shankly. That's how we want to play. Yeah. Like we can't
what
go.
Was the culture under Roy
Yeah,
Hodgson?
we can't go like we can't go. Oh, we want to play the Sir Alex way or what? Like it's all gone, and we've had no identity for over 10 years. So when Man United choose their next manager, you kind of have to buy into the person. He has to bring that. Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
So let's get some quick predictions on in game. Nottingham Forest versus Arsenal.
Oh, this one worries me for you, Rob. This worries me for Robbie.
I thought that when that crisis thing was happening before the little 2-week break, you couldn't have asked for a better game to come back to Palace. Yeah. Palace at home, with them decimated and fans are moaning at the board and that. Just the perfect game. That 5-0 is not a true Arsenal are back. This one's a bit more of a test. They'll be at it. Nuno's doing all right there. My kid Elanga. My guy,
your kid.
You're going to have something
Bring
packing
back,
for you.
Mate.
Yeah.
1-1.
1-1? That's what I think as well.
You think 1-1?
Tough. As you know, we lost there last season. It's such a tough place to go to when they get rocking. So I'll go 1-1.
We might have to play them in FA Cup as well.
2-1 Forest.
Okay.
It's cash.
I actually think Arsenal will be all right in this. I think they'll win. Even though We lost there last year.
It's a bogey ground for you, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but bogeys have to be broken.
You got the confidence back.
Partey's back.
Bogeys have to be broken.
Is he starting, Partey?
I don't know if he'll start, but he's back in full training, so that's good. We're rested. Listen, we've got no excuses, right?
Yeah.
We had that break. We come back. We did look fresh after that. We haven't had a game this weekend. Forest had to play on Friday away at Bristol City.
At all.
They drew that game. They drew that game, and they had a pretty strong team out as well. Yeah. And they've got quite a lot of players away at the African Cup of Nations. It's big.
Is it the biggest week? If you lose to Forest and lose to Liverpool?
Yeah, it's over. I think if we should lose to Forest, we're no longer in the title race in my books. I think if we lost to Forest, it's just
the Don has spoken.
Bro, is it February yet?
No.
No, but you got honestly.
Rotted.
Listen, we're five.
It's not even Valentine's Day.
I'm being real. We're 5 points off the top. If we didn't beat Forest, how can we say...
Remember top of Christmas?
Still a new contract, though, if you lose to Forest and Liverpool.
Yeah, I'd still give him the new contract.
What?
But we got to beat Forest, and then we play Liverpool, and that's a huge game.
It's a massive week for you, Rob.
Huge game.
God.
You keep saying it's a massive week.
This time next week.
As a neutral, I can't wait to watch that game.
You don't worry about us, man. You know what I mean? Because listen, even that Liverpool game's going to be really tough, but let's face it.
That's wicked game.
Let's face it, right? When we played, we just got to put away our chances. When we played you last time. So don't. You're rolling in there with too much confidence.
No. All I'm saying is
you're rolling in there with too much confidence.
I'm saying it's the biggest week for you. If you lose them,
every week's a big week for you now that Klopp's going.
100%.
Yeah. We rise to the occasion.
We rise to the occasion.
You know what's going to happen? Man City's just going to come in and crash on.
If
you lot capitulate, though, it would be one of the most beautiful things. Like, don't get top 4. I'm talking.
Don't get top 4.
No, that's what I'm saying. Capitulate, like just a madness where we just.
It's all hope.
Of course.
It's all hope.
Anyway, I'm going for us beating. I'm going for us winning that. I'm going to go 2-0 to Arsenal. But this is going to be a tough game. Fulham versus Everton. Just give us the team you think is going to win, quick. Fulham. Oh, they've lost their last 2 games. Fulham, you're going?
I'll go Fulham, yeah.
I'm going to go a draw in that one. Luton versus Brighton.
Brighton.
They stick it on people. Luton there, the Kenilworth Road.
I'll go draw.
Go Brighton for me.
Brighton.
João Pedro, free penalties.
João Pedro's one.
Go Luton, man. I tell you, they've surprised loads of big teams there.
Yeah, they do.
Loads.
Yeah, but they lose just.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
They do, but I don't know. All right, draw.
Yeah, okay.
Crystal Palace, Sheffield United. Palace have to win.
They'll surely beat
They
Sheffield
don't win that game. That could be
That's
the end of
not 0-0 written all over.
Elise's not fit, is he?
Don't think
I don't think so.
That
could be the end of Roy if he loses.
One man marching band.
I saw their fixtures after this game. They've got horrendous. They have to win this, or they could be in a relegation fight. I think Palace will win it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's a draw.
That's a 0-0 all over.
Okay.
Yeah.
1-0 Palace.
Aston Villa versus Newcastle. Newcastle, of course, progressing in the FA Cup.
Mate,
that's a tough game. Villa.
Woo!
Strong home records.
Do you know what? I'm going to go for a little bit of a mad classic. 3-3.
Yeah.
3-3.
Midweek madness.
2-2.
2-2, yeah. That's what
2-2.
I'll go with that as well. Yeah. Then on Wednesday, Manchester City versus Burnley.
4-1 City.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be like, you know, when we get them game, we go 8-0. Like, I don't think it'll be that, but 4-0.
4-0, yeah.
I'll say 3-0,
Yeah.
Tree.
Tottenham versus Brentford. Tottenham at home.
Tough game.
the Nusa derby.
Yeah, that's they've nicked that.
Wasn't Fuad telling me about how Nussa's coming in?
Yeah.
Now look, hold that.
And then Toby, he's always moaning, he's like, don't care, we just move on the same way how we thought we was going to get someone else, and then we got Dragusin instead,
Nusa
don't care.
derby.
They miss a lot of targets.
Well.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's not good when you're missing out on targets at Brentford.
Big up Toby's.
I'm going to go for a
Tony's
shock.
back. It changes things.
Tony's back, but Maddison's back as well.
I'm going for a big shock here. Tottenham to win.
Yeah, Tottenham will win that.
Yeah.
2-1 Tottenham.
I
think Tottenham will win that.
Yeah, 2-1
Just.
Tottenham.
And then Liverpool versus Chelsea.
Why'd you say it like that? We all know what's... Like, come on, man.
You're getting
Liverpool. No, but hold on. When was the last?
Over it,
it's always a draw when you lot play.
We all know what's going to happen. 0-0.
Can Chelsea do that thing where they raise it a bit for these big games?
We are the party poopers. We do love to party. We do love to support the party.
Ruin your own parties.
At Anfield.
Anybody's party. It doesn't matter whose party it is.
At
Our
Anfield.
party. Now, at Anfield's rough, but we've drawn the last seven games, Robbie. So some of them were at Anfield, right? Some of them had to have been at
That was
Anfield.
a different
We didn't draw
different
these.
Chelsea.
I'll
Mind you, that was a poor Chelsea.
But we've been very resilient against big teams this season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Played against United. United was bad. But
Jota and them, man.
played against
Come on,
Arsenal,
man.
City.
Darwin, bare chances in that.
You know that
Liverpool,
meme when-
Liverpool obviously.
Trent back in.
You know that meme when the girl's crying, she goes,
Liverpool are obviously favourites.
Yeah.
that's us on Wednesday. Oh, where's Cyclops going? 4-0, hold that. No, I'll go 3-1 Liverpool.
Liverpool are favourites. I think it's going to be a tight game. I do actually think they'll probably beat us like 2-1 or something. But, yeah, I hope we can get something.
Can't see Liverpool not winning.
Yeah.
2-0.
I can't see Liverpool not winning, but I do think it would be a close game.
Yeah.
He is right.
I'll be
Every
at that
time
game.
Chelsea,
they managed
it's
to-
almost like they turn into proper Chelsea when they play the big sides.
Let me just use this opportunity to absolutely crucify the Premier League for playing this one at 8:15. Why does anyone need to play at 8:15?
TV.
You know what it's like. You know what it's like when you're
Done
working
it so many
like
times
late
this year
nights.
already,
But you know what it's like
But
when
the
you're
reason
working late
being
nights.
is-
That 15 minutes is
Yep.
You know what it
taking
is,
off
though,
your
right?
bedtime, mate.
The reason is, right, is that the other game's at 7:30, and obviously that's the main TV game.
I don't care.
And then by the time it's half time, that other one kicks off.
7:45.
Yeah.
Make it that.
All right.
Sausages.
Thursday, West Ham versus Bournemouth. Good game.
Bournemouth are in form.
By the way,
West Ham
Calvin
about to
Phillips
get
could.
Jota.
Calvin
Yeah.
Phillips could get.
West Ham, Calvin Phillips give him a bit of a lift, probably start.
They're about to get Jota from Saudi as
Oh,
well.
yeah, from Saudi, yeah.
They've been really spending,
Yeah,
man.
I think West Ham beat them.
3-1 West Ham.
Nicky Hawkins.
Yeah.
2-0.
I think a close game though. Bournemouth are a decent side.
They are.
But yeah, I don't think it's a walkover at all.
I'm going
but
to draw. I think it could be a draw.
West Ham, Nicky.
And then the last game of the Premier League games midweek is Wolves versus Manchester United. Remember that game, first game of the season that was, when Onana
Got away with one then.
got
didn't
away
he?
with that penalty
Got away with
shout
about
right at
8
the end of the
that night.
game.
Team Altai. Altai Bayern did. Did you see his fundamentals last night?
What are you
Wicked goal.
talking- who-
I want
what?
him to be my number one.
Who's this?
It's my keeper.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. Don't matter, mate.
Say his name?
Bayern
Oh,
did.
sorry, mate.
Altai
Say that
Bayern
again.
did.
Who's that?
Altai.
I
Altai
thought it was
Bayern.
Tom
Oh, this
Heaton
is
and
the
that.
guy that Onana's trying to stop from playing football.
100%. See him last night against Newport. Fundamentals are on point.
Now
Bro. He
he's
saved the ball properly.
Now he's been benched by his cousin.
Conceded
apparently.
two.
He really
to
have a lot to
team.
do, but
Yeah, but everything he done, but they went.
Yeah,
in
he
front.
looked
He's better than Onana already. I can see it. No, serious.
Wolves will be a tough game.
100%.
Wolves are on.
Onana will be
smoke
back
at
for
the
this
minute
game,
as
no?
well.
Onana's going to walk straight back in the start. Yeah.
See how the Wolves fans were going on yesterday against West Brom.
Gosh. By the way, on that, we was talking about that earlier and was saying that there's a lot of times I've been to games, right? Like every time, I'd say every away game I go to with Arsenal, I'll meet a fan who's like, yeah, I was in the away end. That's the only way I could get a ticket. I was in the away end, Arsenal fans. And that just goes to show you yesterday the danger.
At where? At Wolves.
You mean
Anywhere.
in the home end?
Oh.
Sorry, in the home
Yeah,
end.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd be like, oh, yeah.
Is that what that guy done?
I was
Bro,
in,
I've been
that's
offered
how
to
that
do
thing
that.
kicked
Is that
off.
how that? Oh, it
How
wasn't
that-
just normal
the
crowd
reason-
trouble. He was in the
reason-
wrong end.
The reason why that kicked off yesterday, there were
I
Wolves
can't do
fans
that.
in the West Brom end.
Can't be doing
And
that.
obviously, when they scored that second goal and they were celebrating, it just kicked off.
Can't do that, man.
Yeah.
I've been
Can't
off,
do
we've all had that ticket off. Oh, listen,
Yeah.
it's in the home end. No, I can't ever do that.
Yeah, it happens.
I used to do it,
especially
I've
when
done
you
it
got
at Villa before.
when you got clubs as big as ours. It all happens because there's so many fans want to get in,
and they
obviously
recognise you. And
so
you-
limited
You
on-
can't do that now if they recognise you.
Well, you can
bro,
never do it
there's
now.
no way.
But I'm
No, I
saying,
can't do it now.
I was offered Emirates for the FA Cup game
Nah,
2
you
weeks
can't.
ago.
You
There's
can't.
no way I could have
I mean,
done
like even when I was at Anfield the other day, the amount of Arsenal fans that were in the Liverpool.
Unless it's hospitality in a box with a brand or something where they're like,
Yeah.
that. And there's
behind the
glass
glass,
to protect you, isn't it?
Yeah.
That would be weird, isn't it? And then someone opens the door, I'll be gone, mate.
and then they're waiting outside for you.
1,000 of them. Nah,
They're waiting outside
yeah,
for
you
you.
can't do that.
I'm really worried for
But
this
yeah,
game.
Wolves have been playing some really good football.
Neto's on it again. He's
Neto's
back.
on it,
Cunha's
Cunha,
doing a mad thing. They've got Steele in
Lamina.
midfield. Yeah, man. Peak game. It's got Man United typical performance written all over it. And get rinsed. I don't like it.
I think Wolves win.
I think they might nick it 2-1. And I very rarely
You don't go
predict a
against,
loss.
yeah.
Very, very rarely. But I don't know, man. I'm still a bit. Maybe I'm a bit too scarred from last night of going back to 2-2 against Newport. But obviously we can beat Wolves. But I'm not confident, man.
Yeah.
They're going to run up on us.
Just got to say, that now you've rounded off all of the predictions, we do have
You
an
didn't do
interview.
your prediction.
2-1 Wolves.
Yeah. I've got
Going with that as well.
Can't give me that Bruno one you always give me, man.
No, you ain't got that.
Because
I ain't got that.
how haven't Wolves scored, man? Then Bruno just
1-1. I'll go 1-1. Right.
We earlier on in the week, obviously, we were helping TNT promote these round of Premier League fixtures, and we've got an interview with myself, Peter Crouch, and Joe Cole coming out at 5 o'clock. So make sure you watch that.
Brilliant. Make sure you check that out. I'm going to do some of these super chats. D-Dice says 115 equals 1 season, 1 treble, 5 trophies. Hold that. Regan says next manager will be Carlo or Alonso. Regan also says on AGT, why wouldn't it be Pep? Why wouldn't it be Pep, Klopp's assistant? It's Pep Lijnders.
Yeah, I mean, he's
leaving as well, isn't he?
He's a valid shout, but he's leaving as well.
Yeah.
But if there's a man who knows Klopp inside and out, it's Pep Lijnders.
But he's leaving as
Some
well.
people would say get him in, but
yeah. Random Clipper says your guys are mad saying that Simeone is defensive. Clearly, you do not watch Atletico every week. They're playing proper ball. He's always been a guy that can be quite defensive. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And Precise Signs says, can Matisse stop playing with the mic and the table?
Who said that?
Mattis. Precise Signs.
No, Super Chat, bro.
Discuss Super Chat. Precise
Maybe when you tap it and moving, maybe it's going through to their ears, bro.
God damn.
Rattling.
God damn, rattling the Super Chats.
And finally, just before we go, I want to ask all of you really, really quick, right? Do you think you do anything in the January transfer window? You literally bought everyone last January.
Yeah, we're taking a break.
Nothing?
We spent $1 billion, so as everyone keeps...
Gallagher still be there?
No, and your missus takes your card and cuts it up. That's what
Anything
Chelsea
in the
got.
January transfer window?
No, and I'm so glad we haven't done daily transfer shows on here as well because nothing's been happening. So
so
we ain't doing nothing. No.
No point asking me.
United doing nothing
Got
either.
no peas, nothing. Got nothing.
Yeah, and Arsenal
You ain't
not
doing
looking
nothing
like we're
either.
going to do anything either. I mean, can you remember another transfer window as quiet as this? I mean, there's games on the day of the transfer window as well, which is
Are
always
we even
ridiculous.
doing a show for
But-
the countdown?
Well, do you know what? I have never listened.
What are you counting down?
Since I've been doing AFTV, I've never ever known such a quiet transfer.
PSR, FFP, man.
Yeah,
Telling you.
it's having its
Clubs are
effect,
like,
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's you lot.
We might see.
You lot.
Maybe we might see the January. Maybe with the PSR thing, that we might see January
We
get
passed
redundant.
starting.
Maybe
Yeah.
they might. I mean,
We passed starting.
Should they
Everton
get
is
rid
not
of the
first team.
January transfer window?
teams are starting to watch their belt a lot.
Do you know what? Just make it a week, and then we can all fit in as much content around it. To drag it out for a month is silliness.
Yeah,
just make it like
I'd-
2 days.
I'd
It's
be
like
here
a
for a
bidding
week.
war.
I mean, only really Tottenham who've done,
business, yeah.
Brentford,
West Ham.
Maybe,
West Ham have done a
but these are
couple bits,
maybes.
yeah.
They haven't even
and a
happened.
lot of these are loans and stuff like that.
Tottenham have spent the most.
Yeah.
Make it more
think they could-
entertaining.
I
2
think-
nights of a bidding war.
I think there could be
Get a
still.
sponsor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get a sponsor for it. Get where's the hammer and that? Get that out.
I think there could be
That's what
still
we
a
need.
couple of loan deals and that before the end of the window, but let's wait and see. The window's shutting, of course, on Thursday, 1st of February at 11 o'clock. So if anything happens, we'll keep you up to date with it here on DR Sports. Of
course.
Thanks for watching the show.
Great
Thank
show,
you
boys.
to Flex. Thank you to AGT. Thank you to Matisse. Abby, wherever you are, enjoy the rest of your holiday. See you guys later.